Hi friends, welcome to Nitwed Bioscience. Today we will talk about NADH shuttle system. Okay, so before directly jump to this topic, let's talk what is NADH shuttle and why it is required. Okay, so we had learned in my previous lecture series, you can see that we had learned the electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation. What is happening in the electron transport chain? See, 4 complexes are there in electron transport chain. Complex 1, 2, 3 and 4. So NADH will donate its electron to complex 1, FADH2 to complex 2, and then when this energy rich electrons will transfer through electron transport chain, it will help in the generation of ATP through complex 5, and that is oxidative phosphorylation. This step, this electron transport chain or oxidative phosphorylation, this takes place in the matrix of mitochondria. Mitochondria, it is a double membranous structure. Okay, this is outer membrane, this is inner membrane, this is intermembrane space, and this region, it is known as a matrix. Okay, so this NADH and FADH2, these are present in the matrix of mitochondria because these are coming from the cycle like Krebs cycle or beta oxidation of fatty acid. So this cycle takes place in the matrix of mitochondria. Okay, so there is no need to transport this NADH from anywhere because both, like TCA cycle, if we take the example of TCA cycle, so both TCA cycle and electron transport chain both takes place in the matrix of mitochondria. So though there is no need to transport these reducing agents from anywhere. But if we take the example of glycolysis, yeah, and we know that glycolysis takes place in the cytoplasm. Suppose this is mitochondria. So outside mitochondria everything is cell cytoplasm. Okay, this is cytoplasm. So glycolysis process, it takes place in the cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, and during the one step of glycolysis where glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted into 1,3-bis phosphoglycerate, there also we will get the NADH. Okay, so total 2 NADH molecules we will get from the one glycolysis process. Okay, and there is one more thing which is very important, that the NADH which is produced during the glycolysis and which is present in the cytoplasm of the cell, this NADH cannot cross the mitochondrial membrane, particularly the inner mitochondrial membrane. Okay, so now what will happen? As we know that NADH has energy rich electrons. Okay, and these energy rich electrons will help in the synthesis of ATP. Okay, so if it will not get transport, so it will get wasted. Yeah, so the nature has created another system like a courier system. Okay, if you want to gift something to your friend and your friend is in some another town. Okay, so if you are not going there, you will send that your gift through the courier, right? With the help of courier, you will send your gift to your friend, right? So same way, NADH cannot cross the mitochondrial membrane. But if someone else is going in the mitochondrial membrane, or if someone else has the access to the inner mitochondrial membrane, so NADH can transfer its electron to that another thing, and it will ultimately come into the matrix of mitochondria and finally to electron transport chain. Okay, nature has a very smart way of dealing with the things. Okay, like a courier. You just remember the things like a courier. So this NADH which is present in the mitochondrial matrix, it can transfer its electron through 2 type of shuttle system. Okay, some molecules which we will discuss later, they have the access to get entry into inner mitochondrial membrane and ultimately into the matrix region. So these two shuttle system are glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle systems, one, and second is malate aspartate shuttle system. Okay, glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle systems, malate aspartate shuttle systems. NADH will take the help of these two shuttle systems, either glycerol 3-phosphate or malate aspartate, not both at the same time. Okay, either glyceraldehyde, glyceraldehyde, not glyceraldehyde. Okay, remember one thing here, glycerol 3-phosphate or malate aspartate shuttle systems, either any of these shuttle systems, and it will transfer its electron to matrix. Here I am stressing the word electrons because I heard someone saying that NADH will transfer here. Yeah, NADH will bind with the glycerol 3-phosphate or NADH will bind with the malate and then it will come into matrix. No, don't get confused here. NADH will transfer its electron and to these shuttle systems, and then these shuttle systems will transfer electron to electron transport chain. Okay, let us discuss this step in detail. And before that, yeah, for example, like a shuttle systems or the various bus has a particular bus stop. Okay, so in the same way, consider that glycerol 3-phosphate, this shuttle system has a stop at FADH2. Okay, and malate aspartate has a stop at NADH. Just we are taking the example. So station for this shuttle system is a FADH2 and station for this shuttle system, that is malate aspartate, is NADH. Okay, and one more thing here. As glycerol 3-phosphate, suppose we'll write like this, glycerol 3-phosphate has a station at FADH2. So FADH2 will transfer its electron to complex 2 and ultimately we will get how much ATP? 1.5 ATP from FADH2, that we had discussed very detail in electron transport chain. You can watch my previous video. Okay, so that's why we can say that with the help of glycerol 3-phosphate, NADH will produce 1.5 ATP. Okay, here we will get 1.5 ATP. And what we had already discussed, that malate aspartate has a station at NADH. Okay, after coming into the matrix that we will discuss, you just consider that malate aspartate has a excess, or it has a malate aspartate has a chance to transfer its electron to NADH, and NADH will transfer its electron to complex 1, and when finally through it will run to various complex 1, 2, 3, 4 and finally to complex 5, that is oxidative phosphorylation. So from one NADH molecule we will get, see here, malate aspartate shuttle systems will transfer the electron to NADH and here we will get 2.5 ATP. Okay, so though it is NADH from cytosol, though it is NADH, it will produce a different ATP, different energy level depending upon the which type of shuttle system it will take. And which shuttle systems it will take, it depends upon the tissue type. Okay, so for example, if we take the skeletal muscle or the brain, there glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle is there. Okay, so in that case we will get 1.5 ATP. Okay, and if malate aspartate, that is present in the like a heart, liver, kidney or most of the tissues, so if NADH will take the malate aspartate shuttle systems, it will produce 2.5 ATP from one NADH. Okay, yeah, you can see that in various exams this question has been asked that cytosolic NADH produce less ATP as compared to the matrix NADH. So that depend upon the which shuttle system it will takes place. Yeah, which shuttle system it will take. So depending upon that, we will get a various value like 1.5 ATP and malate aspartate 2.5 ATP. Got it? Now we will discuss these two shuttle system in detail, that is glycerol 3-phosphate and malate aspartate. Our ultimate goal for this shuttle system is simple, is that NADH from cytosol cannot enter into the matrix. Therefore, NADH will transfer its electron to some other means with the help of some other system, and that is known as a NADH shuttle system. Okay, so we will talk about shuttle systems one by one. The first is glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle. Okay, let's see what will happen in the glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle. Here, first dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Okay, so what will happen here in the glycerol 3-phosphate? Dihydroxyacetone phosphate. The structure is, it is a 3-carbon compound. This is the structure of dihydroxyacetone phosphate. The first step during the glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle system is dihydroxyacetone phosphate. It will convert into glycerol 3-phosphate. And CH2OP. This is the structure of glycerol 3-phosphate. Okay, so from where this 2 hydrogen atom has come? It has come from NADH. During this step, NADH plus H positive, it will convert to NAD plus. That means NADH will donate its high energy electron along with the proton to glycerol 3-phosphate. Okay, NADH cannot transfer now, so that's why it will transfer its electron and proton to glycerol 3-phosphate. And suppose this is a mitochondrial membrane. Glycerol 3-phosphate, these shuttle systems, it is generally takes place in the, suppose this is a inner membrane, this is outer membrane and intermembrane space. So glycerol 3-phosphate will transfer to intermembrane space, not in the matrix region. Okay, so glycerol 3-phosphate will come here. You just consider this is a intermembrane space. Okay, so glycerol 3-phosphate will come here. COH, H and CH2OP. This is the structure of glycerol 3-phosphate. This is intermembrane space. Okay, glycerol 3-phosphate will come into the mitochondrial intermembrane space, and here again the high energy electrons and protons having which is present in the glycerol 3-phosphate, it will transfer here to FAD. That we had already discussed, that glycerol 3-phosphate, we had considered that the glycerol 3-phosphate has a station at FAD, and FAD will transfer its electron to complex 2, right? So here FAD will convert to FADH2, and when it will transfer its electron and the proton, again this glycerol 3-phosphate will convert into dihydroxyacetone phosphate, CH2OP. This is dihydroxyacetone phosphate, and this dihydroxyacetone phosphate again come into the cell cytoplasm. Okay, so what is happening here? Dihydroxyacetone phosphate, it will accept the electron and will convert to glycerol 3-phosphate, and the enzyme present here is glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. We will write C because this is a cytosolic enzyme, and here again enzyme is glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase, but we will write here M because this is a mitochondrial. Okay, let's discuss again in the briefly that dihydroxyacetone phosphate, it will accept the electrons and protons and it will convert to glycerol 3-phosphate. Glycerol 3-phosphate, then it will come into the intermembrane space of mitochondria. Here in the intermembrane space of mitochondria, the electrons and protons will be accepted by FAD. So FAD will convert to FADH2. Enzyme here is a glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. M is for mitochondria, and this glycerol 3-phosphate again come to dihydroxyacetone phosphate, and this dihydroxyacetone phosphate again it will come back into cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, so this way electrons will be transferred to matrix of in the mitochondrial intermembrane space, and finally to the accepted by FADH2, which is in the matrix, and this electron will be transferred into the electron transport chain. Got it? So this is all about glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle system. Okay, now the another shuttle system we will discuss here is malate aspartate shuttle system. Malate aspartate shuttle system. We had already discussed that this shuttle system has a stop, or its destination is NADH. Okay, and finally the NADH will transfer its electron to complex 1. So therefore we will get 2.5 ATP from 1 NADH with the help of malate aspartate shuttle system. Okay, let's see how it works. First, oxaloacetic acid again will draw here, and now the difference here is that from glycerol 3-phosphate, from cytoplasm to the malate which will transfer here, it will come into the matrix. Okay, in that case glycerol 3-phosphate has entered into the intermembrane space, and here it will directly come into the matrix. So this is a matrix region and this is the cytoplasm of cell. Okay, oxaloacetic acid will convert to malate. How? It will accept the electrons and protons from NADH. So NADH plus H positive ion will convert to NAD. Enzyme present here is malate dehydrogenase enzyme, and again we will write here C because this enzyme present in the cytoplasm of cell. Okay, this malate, after accepting the electrons and the protons, actually oxaloacetic acid is accepting the electrons and protons, and then it will convert to malate. Now this malate will carry those electrons and come into the matrix region. Okay, here in the matrix again this malate which is present in a matrix. So malate will again convert it into oxaloacetic acid, and here it will transfer its electron to NAD. So NAD will convert into NADH plus H positive. Enzyme here is again the same, malate dehydrogenase, but it is mitochondrial. Therefore we will write M. Okay, now electron has transferred to NADH, and NADH will transfer it electron to complex 1, and finally we will get 2.5 ATP. But this oxaloacetic acid, it cannot come out from the mitochondrial matrix. Yeah, other way we can say that it cannot cross the inner membrane of mitochondria. So for that it will convert to aspartate. Yeah, oxaloacetic acid, it will convert into aspartate. How? Via transamination. Transamination means what will happen here? See, glutamate will convert into alpha keto glutarate, and during this step it will transfer the amino group to oxaloacetic acid, and oxaloacetic acid will convert to aspartate. Okay, just simple here is that oxaloacetic acid, it cannot come out of mitochondrial matrix. Okay, but if oxaloacetic acid, it will attach with the amino group, so now it will become the aspartate, and this aspartate has a access to come out of mitochondria. Okay, so how it will happen? When glutamate will convert to alpha ketoglutarate, so amino group will be transferred. When glutamate will convert to alpha ketoglutarate, so here there is a loss of one amino group from here, and that amino group will be accepted by oxaloacetic acid, and when oxaloacetic acid accept the amino group, it will become the aspartate. Now this aspartate has a access to come out of mitochondria. Here again in the mitochondrial, it has a access to come out of mitochondria into cell cytoplasm, and here again in the cell cytoplasm, aspartate will convert to oxaloacetic acid again with the transamination, where alpha ketoglutarate will convert into glutamate. Exactly the reverse thing is happening. When glutamate will transfer, it will be accepted by oxaloacetate. Yeah, and here when the aspartate will transfer, so alpha ketoglutarate will convert to glutamate. Okay, if you see from here, aspartate, okay, after the transamination, oxaloacetate, and oxaloacetate will accept the electron to malate, and here the exactly the reverse things, malate, oxaloacetate and aspartate, exactly the reverse cycle will happen. So here the enzyme name is aspartate transaminase. Again this is a matrix, and aspartate transaminase, this enzyme present in the cytoplasm. So total 2 type of enzymes are involved here, malate dehydrogenase enzymes and aspartate transaminase enzyme. Okay, again we will very shortly recap this malate aspartate shuttle. Oxaloacetic acid, when it will accept the electrons and the protons from NADH, so oxaloacetate will convert to malate. Okay, malate dehydrogenase enzyme is there, NADH will convert to NAD. Now malate will come into the matrix of mitochondria. Here when it will come into matrix of mitochondria, again the reverse thing will happen. Earlier oxaloacetate converted to malate, now malate will convert to oxaloacetate, come back, and electrons will be transferred to NAD and will get NADH, and this will enter into electron transport chain. Now this oxaloacetate, it will convert to aspartate via transamination. How? So glutamate will convert to alpha ketoglutarate after the loss of amino group, that will be accepted by oxaloacetate. So oxaloacetate will convert to aspartate, oxaloacetate to aspartate, aspartate will come out, and again aspartate will aspartate will convert to oxaloacetate, and the same reaction, transamination reaction will take place. Earlier glutamate has converted to alpha ketoglutarate, and now alpha ketoglutarate will convert to glutamate. So this is a complete step of malate aspartate shuttle system. Okay, so we had talked about the two type of the shuttle systems, glycerol 3-phosphate and malate aspartate. Glycerol 3-phosphate will transfer its electron to FADH2. Therefore, we will get 1.5 ATP from glycerol 3-phosphate shuttle. And the malate aspartate shuttle system, it will transfer its electron to NADH in the matrix of mitochondria. Therefore, we will get the 2.5 ATP. And why we need shuttle system? Because NADH, which is present in the cytoplasm of the cell, which is generated during the glycolysis, it cannot transfer or it cannot cross the inner mitochondrial membrane. Therefore, there is a need of this shuttle system. Okay, so we had talked about the two shuttle system and how the energy level will vary depending upon the which shuttle systems it will take place. So this is all about the NADH shuttle system. I hope you have liked the video, and if you have liked, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.